First off, the game was free, got it from Keymailer, I was not paid for promotion, this is all my opinion, etc. Usual disclaimer. Now here's a friggin' mouthful of a title. Captain Velvet Meteor, The Jump Dimensions, developed by Momo-Pi and published by Shueisha Games, the people behind Shonen Jump. Full transparency, I'm a huge weeb, and I started reading Shonen Jump on its first English release back in 2001, so this was pretty damn exciting. Also, full transparency, the only series I've read or watched out of the ones featured in this game is Summertime Rendering, so I don't have an immediate read on whether or not the characters stay true to their anime/manga counterparts. On to some gameplay. Now, at first glance, you're going to think this is a tactics RPG, and you'd be kind of right. You control two characters at any given time, and the turn structure is split into you selecting the pathing of your characters and then activating said movement and watching your choices play out. Once you start the turn, both of your characters will carry out any actions you've selected for them, and once they've stopped, it's time for all the enemies who have been alerted to your presence to start moving their way towards you. Your characters have a shared health pool, and defeating full-sized enemies recovers HP, as well as destroying pieces of the terrain. Defeating enemies may also give you combo orbs and extra movement points. I mention full size because there are a bunch of cruddy little ads all the time that you can literally path over to kill. I'm pretty glad I don't have to mark every single little chud if I want to get the clear all monsters challenge for a level or something. So far, everything I've been describing sounds like a tactics RPG with maybe a little bit of spice thrown in, considering you set all of your moves at the beginning of your turn, but dang it, I don't really want to call this an RPG. You do not level up, you do not get new equipment to improve your characters, and you only get one party member per scenario. Each character has a unique attack animation. Characters automatically attack at the end of their movement, and each animation hits a different number of squares at a different distance. In addition to each normal attack, each duo will get a combo attack, usually when you end turn with both characters standing next to each other, and this works as a big AoE with low damage and also has a chance to stun. If you're feeling trapped in a corner by a ton of little ads and you just need to push everything away to get to safety, your combo attack will be your savior. And finally, as you kill enemies, you'll collect yellow combo orbs. This will get your big ass, high damage AoE super move that requires 3 combo orbs and for you to be able to end your turn with your mans in a line. So rather than grinding and upgrading your party so you can handle a challenge, you have all the tools available to you right from the beginning, and it's entirely up to your seedy puzzle solving brain to come up with the solution. There really is a right and a wrong way to do levels in this game, and that's kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, I do like knowing that I haven't simply underleveled and I have the skills at my disposal to clean up any mess. However, this lack of customization kind of takes away a layer that's very much associated with this genre and makes combat seem kind of plain. I would say also that playing through the tutorial was not a great showing of what Velvet Meteor has to offer. Full transparency, I was bored and I wasn't really looking forward to continuing on with this review just out of my experience with the tutorial. However, that changed whenever I got a couple of levels into the actual game. Once they start throwing in multiple clear paths for stages, I was all in and having a great time. That first 30 minutes though is brutal. Look, I appreciate the explanation of the semi-unique mechanics, but forcing me to play out completely ass-basic areas even after I've been given the information is kind of annoying. I would also love to see an option that once you've read the info for the tutorial, you can simply skip to the end of the map without having to take 7 turns to shoot switches and get hit by blobs. All of that said, once I got into the meat of Velvet Meteor, I started having a good time using proper movement management to smash through levels. Now, each world has a different partner, and along with that, a different gimmick. For example, in the Ghost Reaper Girl chapter, your combo attack brightens up squares to reveal hidden enemies that you're required to beat before moving on. Stuff like this adds an extra layer of strategy that may be missing with the lack of an equipment or EXP system. Now, on to the visuals. They're pretty good, but I get a strong vibe of RPG Maker MX canned animations for most of the attacks. While I do appreciate the use of manga panels, presumably directly from Jump Plus, some of them feel a little bit out of place. I kind of wish there was a stronger anime aesthetic in the combat sections. The first thing I thought of when I saw the style was Dofus and Wakfu, and while those are both anime adjacent, they still have a very strong French/general European vibe. Nothing awful here, just a little unpolished and maybe a tiny bit out of place with the strong anime/manga tie-ins. Now don't get me wrong, I think it makes perfect sense to have the walk around the house with a sad French kid in Japan portion of the game look like that, but I'd love to have a striking contrast when our hero escapes to his futuristic fantasy land. I really did like the giant Natto monster though, that is pretty much genuinely how I feel about Natto as well, so I can really relate on that one. Now, the music is a standout here. Composer Thomas Olsson sorry about pronunciation, brings some pretty awesome tracks ranging from the build-up of searching the kaiju to the seedy themes of the undead city. There's a ton of variety here. Just like his previous work on, and I'm sorry for pronunciation again here, Olaya, Olsen has really stepped up to the plate to deliver banger after banger. Again, the sound was really top-notch here, and I hope Olsen keeps making stuff. I'm a really big fan of his work. So, Captain Velvet Meteor, the Jump Dimensions may not be for everyone. However, if you're in the mood for more of a tactical puzzler than a tactical RPG, this may be just what you're looking for. I'd also like to say that this would be a wonderful entry point for people new to the tactics genres on the whole, or just kids who may not be able to grasp the deeper systems and mechanics of a full-blown tactical RPG. If you want a fun little stage-based puzzler to pick away at either by yourself or with a little help from your kids, I highly recommend Captain Velvet Meteor. However, if you're looking for an RPG with Mariana's Trench-like depth, then you're going to want to keep on moving. And as always, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. All the views, likes, and subscribes really help me out a ton. Anyway, everybody have an awesome day. Bye!